What's up, everybody? Cedric and Cedric. Here's your wrestling commentary. We'll be reviewing Friday Night SmackDown because this is SmackDown-ish. And we're going to get started. You know, make sure you like, share, subscribe, all that jazz. You know, do that. You know, much appreciated. You know, Cedric, you wrote all the notes.
Okay, so SmackDown gets started. You got the commentary yammering on and on as the wrestlers come into the arena. And they show Seth, you know, he's flamboyantly dressed, but it's not a curtain or anything, so it's not too bad. And he's got a security detail, you know, five enhancement wrestlers dressed in black, walking with their hands covering their genitals. You know how they do. They show Charlotte show up, and she's got on one of these new blazer dresses,
which looked awful.
Because she looks like she's rattling around in it because she's a small woman.
Take off your mama's coat.
And it just looked like she had on a really huge angular overcoat. And then she had on sheer black knee highs. And it just, I'm sure she felt great, which is wonderful, but she didn't look good. She didn't look good at all.
My initial thought was take off your grandmama's coat. That was my initial thought when I saw it.
Let's see.
What be next, girl?
Mishin walking in with B-Fab.
Oh, God.
Apparently, Mishin is going to be wrestling Charlotte later, and the overarching question is why? So, I guess we'll find out later. Okay, the arena is all the way live. They're in London. Cody comes out. He's not in the suit. He's in a jogging suit, and they are singing his song. And
Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes. They all into that. And they're singing his theme even to the last bit. And this right here, I think this segment did not do Cody any favors at all. He started his promo and then the music hit. And who was it that came out? Wasn't it Drew?
No, Randy Orton.
Oh, it was Randy? Yeah, Randy. Yeah, I forgot. Yeah, Cody took about 3 minutes to get to the ring. He took about 5 minutes.
Yeah, because Randy milks it. Now, he didn't do what he normally does when he's up on that. I don't think he got up on the turnbuckles and posed. But the crowd, they were equally about Randy's music as they were about Cody. They were singing Randy's song with their entire chest.
WWE is sing-along. Yeah. That's what that is. It caters to the 5 and 10-year-old and people don't want to admit stuff like that, and there's nothing wrong with it. It's a positive thing, but own up to it so you can free yourself and be actually happy instead of competing with the person next to you. Because you watch them sing, they are competing with each other to sing the loudest.
In addition to that, the songs that they sing for the most part are like sing worthy.
They are.
They're catchy. They stick. It sticks in your head. You know, everybody that gets sung is sing worthy except Seth Rollins.
I'll be honest with you. When Cody's music hit, those first chords, I'm already there. I'll be honest with you. When I hear the first chords, I'm like, oh, I'm there. Mm-hmm. I'm there. I'm not singing, but I'm like, man, I'm good. Then I think it's gonna be a while before he get to that ring.
This is true. And the fans soak it up, and he soaks it up too. Randy's music, I like Randy's music way more than Cody's.
It's so demented.
It is. Yeah. People like his music for reasons they don't want to admit. Uh-huh. and that's the truth. But Randy comes out, and they take a stroll down memory lane. And Randy talks about how, you know, he remembers Cody when he was young, first breaking in. He was the hardest working dude, not happy where he was. And eventually he left and went and forged his own path and came back. And he's really proud of him. And, you know, WWE is having all the success it's having because of him. And Cody had to hold it together. He wanted the ball. You could see it. It was sweet to me.
Cody, look. That part, you could tell he was like, man, Niagara Falls. I want to just, but he had to fight it, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Randy is larger than Cody.
Mm-hmm.
y'all can go back and watch last week's SmackDown somewhere online. Probably they got that segment somewhere on YouTube or something. Watch that segment. Watch as it goes on with Randy talking and the crowd interrupting and stuff. Watch Cody shrink.
Yeah.
It's almost like in real time, he's losing about 6 inches in height and 40 pounds of weight.
Yeah, and he does, and it's a real moment. It's not staged, it's not entertainment, because
It's like, honey, I shrunk the Cody.
Because, you know, Randy's been, you know, doing this a long time.
And Randy is such a troll. Randy started, and it was all good.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't remember what he said at the junction, but Cody looked like, oh no. And then Randy paused, the crowd is doing the thing, and Randy gets this smirk, this kind of smile on his face. And I said to you, I said, Randy's an asshole. Yeah. He's finna really try to pour it on because he saw it. Yeah. And so he started going into accolade after accolade. What you did, that took some big balls, man. You know, he is really trying to butter him up. And I'm like, you are a jerk. You are wrong. I was laughing because I was like, he's ribbing him.
Yeah.
I was like, he's ribbing him. You know, I'm gonna do this until I see some tears. Randy's good, but Cody was just a little bit better. Cody's like, I'll cry on the inside. I'm a body man. We cry on the inside.
I'm gonna cry in the car, but I ain't crying out here. So let's see. This goes on, and like I said, I think it's sweet. And Randy lets him know that, you know, after all the WrestleMania stuff, and he comes out on top. Respectfully, I'm letting you know, I'm coming for your belt. So, heads up. And then Drew's music starts. Oh goodness.
And it takes him 80 years to get to the ring.
Yeah. Cause he moves slow.
By the time all three get to the ring, I done had about 8 birthdays.
Really. He talks about, oh great, we got 2 Nepo babies in the ring talking about how great each other are. And I can get that.
I can see it.
And in the midst of talking, Drew calls Damian Priest a Timu Undertaker, and I just thought that was funny.
Yep. Here for people that don't understand, you know, and if you don't, hey, it's cool. And for those that do, you can be like, dude, we understand. Yeah, but let me explain it for those that don't. Okay, Nepo baby. He's saying, Cody, Randy, y'all are generational wrestlers. Without your fathers, you wouldn't be where you are.
Yeah.
Okay. Cody, you 2nd generation. Randy, you're 3rd. So, Nepo, a Timu Undertaker. I done seen so many. All of us have seen so many. So you are basically not the discount. You're not the great value Undertaker. You are literally the we can get rid of you for cheap.
Yeah.
You look almost like the Undertaker. You try to carry yourself like the Undertaker to an extent. There you go. Timu.
Let's see. I don't remember exactly what he said, but Drew finally, you know, gets in the ring and he threatens Randy, and then
Cody jumps
on him.
And then Randy tried to kick him like a mark right in the head. Mm-hmm. He tried to get him.
No. He didn't. Randy tried to RKO him.
Yeah.
Cause Cody did his kick and then dropped down to his back and punch you in the throttle area. And then Randy tried to grab him for the RKO.
Threw Randy
off and escaped from the ring. And it was a good little spot because Randy and Cody were ready. They're ready to eat his lunch. They were finna have Drew for dinner.
But again, a segment where Cody says nothing. And they gotta stop.
And see, Cody always talks.
Yeah.
Cody talks every show, both shows, both ways. Sometimes he comes out twice.
Being world champion, you need to speak.
They don't care if he speaks.
Just play his music. They'll sing his song. He'll be like, "What you want to talk about?
Yeah,
I love it here."
He spoke a little bit. He did speak a little bit in that segment. Then Randy came out because they since Randy has gotten back, they recognize, oh shoot, the crowds are eating Randy up. We need to make sure we get Randy out there in the opening. That's the only reason why they had that.
Yep. Because all that he went through didn't even, they could have done that in the pre-tape in the back.
They could have. But yeah, it's like, man, people are really digging Randy and his vibe and his song. Let's milk this, especially now that we're over here on this European tour. Because they're all about it. That's why I get it,
Yeah. Ain't hating. Not hating.
So that's finally over. The next to come out are the Street Profits. Yeah, and they come out to wrestle Pretty Deadly because Pretty Deadly is, it's time for them to get their number one contendership match. No. Their match for their number one contenders to get their title match. And Pretty Deadly's at home in London. And Pretty Deadly is getting cheered. You hear like significant Pretty Deadly cheers once the match starts. It picks up as it goes. Yeah, it was the crowd was in their corner, very much so. And Pretty Deadly performed well. This is probably the second best I've ever seen them wrestle since I have begun watching SmackDown. But in the end, the Street Profits win. Of course, they just got the belts. I'm not gonna drop them that quickly.
Yep. And
the crowd was disappointed that Pretty Deadly lost.
Yeah, but they were all right. That
they gave the Street Profits their due. You did good, yay. But the dome would have popped off the place if Pretty Deadly had gotten those belts. But it was a decent match.
And they can't switch the titles because a lot of people, you might say, well, they should have switched the titles. The crowd was up. They wanted it. Yeah. The crowd did. That crowd. You can't switch the belts on a single crowd's desire.
Yeah, because if they were back in the States, it wouldn't have been like that.
Not at all.
If they'd been back in the States, the crowd would have been dead the whole match.
If Montez Ford and Dawkins had those belts for about 5 defenses, and it's been about a month, they could have switched it then in Pretty Deadly's home country.
Yeah.
They could have done it then, but but that would mean the U.S. crowd would have to also be up for Pretty Deadly as well.
Yeah. And that's the U.S. crowd isn't up for tag team period, let alone Pretty Deadly.
Just keep in mind, everyone, championship reigns and wins and losses are all social, political, while getting the belt is a mixture of that, but it's backstage politics. So just keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. There's no foreshadowing. Just if they're gonna switch a belt, it has to be at the right time. Hopefully at the right time. They do not want to do another Motor City Machine Guns. They don't want to do that. That's not good for business.
Okay, the next match was Kaden Carter and Katana Chance. I've never heard of these women. Versus Piper and Alba Fire. I think I'm saying it right. It's a tag team match that we didn't watch.
Nope.
Chelsea Green was on the outside being Chelsea Green. She provides a distraction. Piper grabs one of them. I don't know which one. And she does a Michinoku Driver 2 and gets the win.
Which was good.
It was very good. They only let Piper look good against people she's obviously gonna beat.
Anyone else, she just loses.
Anyone who's got any kind of a billing over her, whether it's like 0.1, she's got to, she's got the job too, and it sucks.
Piper would have been a good secondary belt champion to see how she do before taking her to the main, but Piper Niven, she markets herself. She is quick at her size.
Mm-hmm. She is strong.
And very flexible.
She knows exactly what she's doing.
Great control over her body.
She's not floundering in the ring unless she's in there with somebody who don't know what they're doing.
And the expression on her face is, I'm here for business.
Mm-hmm.
When she's doing her stupid crap with the secret Hervis as they call it, I think. You can see she's like, I'm doing a bit, and she almost looks damn near indifferent.
Mm-hmm.
But when she's out there wrestling, whether she win or lose, the look on her face is, I'm here for business.
Yeah.
And I like that. Chelsea, not so much. Chelsea's good. But it's some things you just look at to say, nah, you shouldn't. Maybe you shouldn't be holding that belt. Not opposed to someone,
Piper
else.
ought to hold that belt. They need somebody that's not a carbon copy of everybody else. They're not gonna do that. But that is what it is. Unfortunately, I mean, it's WWE.
Yeah.
Let's see. At the end of the match, Zelina Vega. She runs out, and Zelina Vega has got to be like 2 feet tall. But she gets smashed. She gets smashed, and Piper gets a chance to be Piper. She gets to, show some power and throw her weight around.
Exactly.
Let's see the next thing.
It looked good doing it,
and she did.
Really quick sentons. Mm-hmm. That's a big woman. Doing them sentons rapidly and powerfully. And I liked it.
And and it just sucks because a big man can be big and it's great. Don't work for a woman.
Nope. Her size, she needs to be tall. Awesome Kong. But Niven's size and her weight works for where she is. Like I said, she lose about 30 pounds, 30, 40 pounds, she'll be all right. She good where she is. I would make her a champion right where she is. But for WWE, 30, 40 pounds. That should be good enough.
They don't want their women's champions to be unstoppable.
I would want mine to be damn near unstoppable.
I would too, but look at who they push. You can tell that's not what they want.
Yeah, visual politics.
Yeah.
For this. Mm-hmm. This is visual politics.
Because Piper can work so much better than Nia Jax.
Yep.
And they gave her the belt. And that was probably nepotism too. So.
Yep.
It sucks. Okay. The next match. LA Knight versus Braun Strowman. They come out. They do their thing. They're wrestling. They're having a match. And
I was like, when is Jacob and them going to come out and stop this? Because it's two baby faces and you don't want either one to look stronger than the other. So it was a 50-50 match anyway.
And
that's what I was thinking watching it. I mentioned it, didn't I?
Probably.
Keep going.
Fatu, he runs in, interrupts the match. Of course, there's the winner, I keep wanting to say LA King. LA Knight keeps the title, but Jacob messes them both up. Yep. And he ends up, he puts the best moonsault ever on Braun Strowman. And then the crowd asks for another, so he gives them another.
Fatu.
They were all about Jacob Fatu. Let's see.
They say his name correctly.
They do. In the back, Miz is talking to.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah.
Miz was like a shining sun, and then he turned into a dark star that got thrown away somewhere into the universe.
Jimmy and Mello. Excuse me, Miz and Mello are still,
because
teamed up.
Mello don't Miz.
Oh gosh. And Jimmy was getting interviewed about him slapping Gunther. And then, Miz starts talking to Jimmy about him slapping Gunther. And Miz he's promoting very well.
It's golden.
And basically you wouldn't slap me like that.
Then he feint to slap him.
And then he flexes on him and he flinches like
crumples like a housewife in the 1950s.
He did. He get Jimmy Punk some big time.
So I was like, dude. I'm like, I think Miz is doing this. I think he's doing all these segments like this. 'Cause I'm going to tell you right now, I'm going to say this. Miz has douchebag face. He can talk. he can work.
I think he likes to be the comedy aspect.
I think so too, but man, the way he started doing his promos, the way he can lean into them, and he's not looking and you know, trying to photobomb the camera and stuff. He's talking to that person.
Yeah. I think he's missing some golden opportunities.
He's probably like, I'm here, I'm good, I'm getting paid, I'm feeding me and my family. I don't care.
I've done the run for belts. Maybe he's in the same spot that I think R-Truth is in. I think R-Truth enjoys what he does.
Yeah, it's like, I'm just gonna chill. Just gonna chill, do what I do, and make some money, and you know.
It's probably far less stressful doing that than title contention.
Miz keeps showing that thing. You know, 90% of my promo, I could be a champion. Oh wait, let me just kill everything I just did. It's like sabotaging yourself so you don't succeed.
Yeah.
Let me show you how. I can't remember who it was. Some ditzy woman. I can't remember. I think it was WWE that was like a pushover idiot, and then she started speaking very, very articulate.
Maria.
Maria?
It was Maria back in the day. She was the ditzy redhead, and then every now and then she break out and say some real genius shit, and they look and then she be like, "What?"
And go right back to it.
Mm-hmm.
They look like, I don't know about you. It was good.
Mm-hmm.
That's Miz.
Yeah.
Okay.
That is Miz.
What's next?
1 second.
One.
Shut up. So next is Naomi's vignette, and Naomi is pissed. Okay. Naomi is pissed, and she goes over her relationship with Bianca and how she's been working hard and receiving no recognition for a long time, and then Jade shows up and she is the bee's knees. Everyone is about her, and she don't think it's fair, but you know what? It's all good because she's finna do what she's finna do. I was so proud of her. Her vignette was beautiful. And so, you know, she delivered not mean girl, it's not fair. She delivered, I'm pissed off and I'm coming. She need to watch it back. That's what she delivered. And it was beautiful. And it was different because all the women usually deliver the same thing. Very next scene, Mishin and B-Fab are talking in the hallway to what's her name? Jade. Talk about, you know, what Naomi did to you was messed up, and I hope you get revenge. Naomi's got whatever she's got coming to her. You know, we think you should take care of business, and we got your back. You know, that's how B-Fab and Mishin are talking. Nobody ever talks to B-Fab and Mishin, but when they do talk to them, this is what they're saying. So then they go out because Mishin's got a match against Charlotte.
Yeah.
Okay, against Charlotte, and B-Fab is coming out with her.
Now, before you get into the match, I want to call out a couple of things. I'm not trying to crap on Naomi's promo. I thought her promo was awesome, but I was like, it sounds extremely familiar. And right now I liken it to Transformers 1. Now, if y'all don't want to hear spoilers about it, I mean, it's been out for a bit, right? But
not the 86 version.
Not Generation 1.
Oh, okay.
Transformers 1. The retelling of how Iacon fell and all that stuff.
Okay, I'm with you. I remember now.
So, in short, real simple, Orion Pax screws up often. D13, I can't remember Megatron's name, but he keeps sort of being the voice of reason, kind of bailing them out. It gets to the point, once they find their niche, once, you know, okay, Megatron is here, Optimus is almost here, but it's still Orion. Megatron, I'm holding on, I don't want you to drop. And then they hit him. I keep bailing you out. I did everything for you, and you just keep using me. And he turned on this sinister, pained, angry voice. He goes, I'm done saving you. And that's what Naomi did.
Mm-hmm.
And he let him go. I liken it to that.
Yeah.
I liken it to that. And then B-Fab and Michin. I was like, something's wrong with this.
Mm-hmm.
Because Michin's like, I don't like what she had to say against my girl here, so I'm gonna go out and fight. I'm like, why don't you let your girl fight her own battle? She fought her, she lost. Charlotte had words. She need to go back out there and try again.
I don't know.
That
it was just all out the blue.
I'm gonna be honest with you. Man, look, I'm not against this stuff like what I'm about to say. But that looked like, a little girl on girl going. Because
what?
I'm just
How in the world did you get that?
If someone hold up. If someone was insulting and picking on my friend who can take care of himself, I'm not gonna fight his fight for him when I know that he can. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
If someone is picking on one of your friends at work, are you gonna run to HR for them, or are you gonna encourage them to run to HR themselves?
I would encourage them to run to HR for themselves.
Are you gonna be like, you know what? I don't like what you have to say to my friend, no. So I'm gonna whoop your ass.
As you have told me many times, you have to use every little crumb to push any kind of narrative in the wrestling, no matter how stupid it is.
Yep. You hold my foot to the fire on that, and I have no problem letting it burn. I'm just saying, it makes B-Fab look weak.
It makes all of them look weak. They all do it. I don't like you did my friend, so I'm going to wrestle you. It happens all the time.
They need to quit that. What they should do, B-Fab rematches with Michin in her corner. All right? Charlotte, and I promise you, if things were going one way, and then Michin cheated, so Charlotte would lose, the fans would have been like, those are the baby faces we like. Because they do not like Charlotte.
Okay, so I'm going to put this out there. I'm sure Charlotte can pretty much, to a certain degree, call her shots kind of like Shawn Michaels did. Okay, so Charlotte is not, I repeat and reiterate, Charlotte is not going to wrestle B-Fab again.
I can see that.
Mm-hmm.
But Charlotte, I'm sure she can call some shots.
And her match with B-Fab, it was not great.
It was not good. B-Fab is not ready for that.
Not that she can't get ready, but she was not ready, and she certainly wasn't ready for Charlotte. So I'm pretty sure Charlotte's like, no.
Okay, so we can go on with this match now.
So Michin goes out with B-Fab backing her up, and before they can get through their whole intro, Naomi appears from the crowd and whoops both of them. She whoops the hell out of Michin, and then gets B-Fab and slams her on the announce desk and hammer fists her to no end until, Jade has to come out. At least she comes out running to her music. But she has to come out running. And then Naomi, she heads for the heels, but she's looking like, you see what I did.
I like this Naomi.
Naomi is doing it right. She has told you on 2 to 3 different occasions, hey, this is the problem. This is how I felt. This is how I felt looked over. I felt used. I felt underutilized. I've been having backs. I haven't been getting anything for it. She comes in. She gets all the spotlight, all the limelight, all the love. And then she's paused. She already just said it. You know what? I'm done with that. I'm going to make you see me.
Like Megatron.
And then she has come out
saving
and
you.
she's done the jumping. She is doing what Kevin Owens couldn't do.
Damn it! Don't bring up Kevin Owens. Leave him alone. Leave him alone.
She's doing it without whining.
What happened after that beating Jade is helping them up, helping them walk around the ring.
Yeah,
I wanted Naomi to come back and hit Jade from behind and stomp her a good bit.
She can't do that yet.
I wanted her to.
She got to do some hit and runs first. It just got started.
I know. I hear you. I agree too. I was wanting to see it so bad. I'm not against Jade, but I am for Naomi being better.
And so Michin is still in the ring, all jacked up, and Charlotte's music plays because that show must go on.
And Jade is walking by.
And
Charlotte.
Jade is walking by Charlotte, and Jade is looking at her, and Charlotte look at her. And neither one of them flinched.
Neither one
of them flinched. It was perfect.
Yes.
Jade looked like, okay, and kept it moving.
Both of them gave that, I see you.
Mm-hmm.
And both of them, but you're nothing to me.
Exactly.
Both of them see each other, and neither one is anything to either. I love it.
I don't know if Cedric and I have covered this on a recording because we've talked about it, off the record.
Yeah, we do that a lot.
Charlotte stands out not because of her hair, not because of her name, not because of her ability, because she has poise, and the poise that she radiates puts her above the fray, above the I don't like what you did, all that mean girl stuff that everybody else, all the other females.
I'm the WWE Women's Champion, and you know what? That's who I am, and I'm important. It's like
she don't have to say all that.
Nope.
Because when she
especially
says
like that,
you're trying to measure up to the queen, talking about herself in third person, she ain't got to explain it. And even if she don't have the belt, what is she? She is still the queen. She radiates it. And Jade has that same poise.
Yep. Jade is still green.
She's still green.
She's still new. She's what? 5 years? 6 years in?
But she's got her stature about her.
Yes.
She's got her stature about her. Think about when she was in that interview in the empty arena, the one that Short Skirt McDuffie interrupted.
Yes.
Think about the way she was sitting there.
Yeah.
She was sitting there like she was on the throne, the exact same way that Charlotte delivers her shit.
You got to.
It's a stark difference, and it's eye catching. It makes you put your eyes on Jade. And Naomi went I'm the fun girl, yay way. And the fun girl, yay way is great, but nobody marries the fun girl. So I see why Naomi's upset. The match carries on. Misha versus Charlotte, and you can imagine how that went.
Charlotte didn't give a damn.
Charlotte dusted Misha off and put her in that, what do they call it?
They call it the figure eight.
The figure eight.
I just call it the elevated figure four grapevine.
And it was funny because
figure four.
She got her into the figure four, and Charlotte slowly bridged into it.
And Misha looked like, oh Lord.
It was like someone was sawing off her leg. And the deeper they got to cutting it off, the more expression that her face got. It was awesome. And she couldn't do nothing about it but get the leg sawed off.
I thought Michin made that move look very devastating.
She did. She did a good job. And this is the best I've ever seen Michin. She's been wrestling Chelsea in stupid matches for the longest, and I'm like, I don't even understand. It's bad enough that Chelsea gets on my nerve. I'm like, I don't even know why Michin is here, and I'm tired of seeing her. And then she comes out and wrestles Charlotte, and she shows that she can go. So that was the best thing to me, that Michin showed that she can go in a wrestling match against a wrestler.
I wish Chelsea would be the sneaky heel, not the sniveling, haphazard heel.
Tiffany Stratton did a promo. I couldn't tell you what she's talking about, but it was a pretty good promo.
Yeah, I didn't care.
Let's see.
She was too busy looking like, and I got mine. I was like, oh, crap. Back to this.
Yeah. Next match is Randy versus Drew, because, they had a little beef earlier. Let's see. Long intros. They both redo their intros.
Yep.
And the crowd was singing with their chest again, Randy's song.
Yep. So Randy then had about 12 minutes of airtime for his intro. Drew had about 4.25 for his. So, good grief.
So,
man.
but they started wrestling, and it's a good match, as you imagine that it would be, because of course Randy's good and Drew's good too. So they were having a good match, and then Kevin Owens walks down his bright shoes and his gnome face and distracts Randy. And then Randy catches the boot and gets pinned. And that was the end of the match. Let's see. Did Kevin Owens go and start stomping on Randy?
I can't remember.
It says KO starts fucking up Randy. So I guess he did. He did something to him after the match.
I know Kevin had to get away from Randy and run away and stuff.
All right then. So they got beef. It's continuing to cook.
It is what it is.
Let's see. The next match is Jimmy Uso versus The Miz, and Jimmy wins. There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he makes his challenge to Gunther for Monday.
Oh yeah, that's right. So next, Drew is happy. He just beat Randy. He's feeling good. He's like, man, I'm finna go to the pub. Some dude's a singer there. Like, you gonna be at the pub? I'm gonna be at the pub. We're gonna be at the pub. And he gives a brief interview, meaning Drew, and then he goes through a door, and Priest is standing there, and the fight ensues.
Because it's on site.
And they are fighting, and some dude is there in his convertible Mercedes.
It's my car, man.
And he gets laid out.
Yeah, where he get powerbombed or choke slammed through the table.
Well, the dude?
Yeah.
I don't know what happened to him.
They put him through the table.
Okay.
I think it was a powerbomb. I was like, okay, you can see there's a crash pad or something or some boxes up on it. Jackie Chan it or they Chris Jericho'd it. It's one of them, but
and then I think Damien tries to throw Drew into the open door, but the door closes, so he just throws him to the side of the car, and then he puts him up on top of the car and choke slams him through the windshield. Drew had on a shirt and a leather jacket, so he was all good.
Yeah, he was prepared.
Yeah, and Drew talks some more trash. Priest talks some more trash to Drew and then walks off. And then immediately after that, CM Punk arrives, and he's got an entourage of the same security and the black shirts,
because
black pants.
They already let you know what they was going to do.
Exactly. So they're walking through, and it's funny because CM Punk is walking past Drew, who is still in the windshield with
maximum petty
referees around him, and CM Punk just smirks at him.
He just look at the scene. He smirks.
And
he had to say nothing, but that scene said everything.
Yep.
And he walks on. I'm like, man. That was so petty. I was laughing.
Yep. Drew's just writhing on the darn. It's all over. And so next comes the contract signing.
Yeah, it's always a contract signing. They're boring. I'm tired of them.
So Roman comes out.
You could have got that in the mail, signed it, and sent it back, man.
Yeah, so the music plays. Roman Reigns comes out. He gives everybody the finger.
That's how you gonna put it.
That's how he's gonna give. Either he's gonna give everybody the finger, or he's gonna finger everybody. What do you want?
I think they want yes.
So everybody.
They acknowledge his fingering.
Must be doing a good job. And Paul Heyman comes out with him, and he's like, oh, holy Roman, blah, 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 the whole thing he does with his hands and shit. And they get to the ring after a long while, and Roman
go through a commercial break.
Yeah, and then. Roman's in the ring soaking it up because they're, giving him all the props and shit. And Roman Reigns, they're doing all that.
Yeah.
He sits in the chair and he starts talking and he starts cutting his arrogant face promo and he sounds just like The Rock.
I was not watching the screen. And I was like, that sounds like Dwayne Johnson.
I was like, why does he sound like The Rock? And I'm like,
he got the same cadence and everything. I was like, wow.
Yeah, it was all old school The Rock. And I'm like, well, either he is, what is it called? What's it called? What's the saying called? It's not stealing is the greatest form of flattery. imitation.
Yes.
Either it's that or in his day-to-day life, that's how he is. And, you know, people in the same family will often behave the same. So it's one of those dynamics. But he's saying his thing, the yada yadas, and then Seth Rollins' music plays. And he's in clothes and sunglasses, and they're singing his
whoa, 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 whoa. Yada, yada.
Burn It Down. I don't know what.
I don't even think the crowd shouts "Burn It Down."
Yeah, there are no lyrics to this song. There's nothing to sing. It's just chanting. And I burn what down, dude? You're a company man. What are you trying to burn down? It's working for you. Why are you trying to? So I know, you know, he's probably just, hey, just put some stuff on music and I like it, and they did, and that's his music. And so he comes out there, and he's talking the same rhetoric to Roman. We started here, we were this, we were that, and you didn't do what you should have done with CM Punk because he's gonna kill us all, and now I gotta clean up your mess because CM Punk's gonna kill us all. And Roman Reigns is like, what the hell are you talking about?
And you know what's so sad about Seth Rollins' promo? I'm gonna let y'all know this, and you remember it, Cedra. I was starting some of Seth's phrases, what he was gonna say. I was saying it before he did.
Yeah, because he's been giving the same promo for about 2 months. So, to greater or lesser degrees, he's been giving the same promo for about 2 months. And I'm sick of it. Just like with Kevin Owens, he was giving the same promo for 2 months against Cody. And I was sick of that. And I'm sick of this. And I'm sick of Seth.
I take it you sick of stuff.
I do not understand what all the hype's about. I'm sick of his face, his clothes, his wrestling, his words. I'm sick of him. And then in the midst of all his fuckery, Punk comes out. Like, oh, thank goodness, somebody who can be original. So CM Punk comes out. They're all about it, like Mussolini, meat and cheese. He comes to the ring.
Yep.
And so, of course, the other two have already, it's a contract signed, so the other two have already signed the contract. And they're sitting there, and CM Punk, he finally sits down in the chair, and he's looking through the contract, which to me is different.
I was laughing.
I was like, because I'm thinking he's just looking through the contract just to mess with these people, just to drag it out.
I thought he was trolling, but no, he was specific.
He was looking for something. And Roman gets aggravated, and he's like, it's on this page, this clause.
Yeah, just sign here, page 4. Go to page 4.
And then he's like, hit this dude to the game, wise man, damn. And
then he's like,
Paul says, what you want is in there. You are going to close WrestleMania.
You're going to main event
WrestleMania. And all, you know, the crowd pops, and all the babies go in the air, and CM
Punk looks for it. He sees it.
He looks for it, he sees it, and he is like moved.
Because I think he's wanted the main event WrestleMania for I don't think he's never ever done it.
No, he hasn't. He said that that's what he wanted to do, main event WrestleMania. Now he never said he wanted to win the title at WrestleMania, which I thought about that at that moment. I was like, he never said that. He just said he wanted the main event WrestleMania.
Just think about that. Just think about how storytelling works. You want to see this guy main event WrestleMania more so than you care about anyone defending their belt. These three ain't even fighting over a belt.
Nope.
It's not even over a belt.
It's just beef.
CM Punk fought Drew McIntyre through about 4 months, maybe even more, over the bracelet that, you know, is represents his family. He fought over a bracelet. That bracelet had meaning. And they made that bracelet have more meaning than their world titles. And then Punk said, what did he do? I want the world title match. He didn't want the belt. He never said, I have to win that belt. No, I have to be in that match so I can main event WrestleMania.
Yeah.
That's the key issue. That's why I was never annoyed or bored or frustrated about Punk talking about a title match at WrestleMania. And then he keeps getting screwed or swerved. Nice. They did great. So now I just want to wrestle. I just want to main event WrestleMania. And I'm going to do it. And for 2, maybe 3 weeks, he keeps saying, I got to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Go get the money. Go get the money. That's where he is.
Yeah.
And so now what's awesome is you get this 3-way because they've been building this up for a year. Maybe a little bit longer, actually. Him and Seth go way back. So
they're like disease.
Right now, he got it. He finally got it.
And he begins his Academy Award speech. I want to thank everybody. I want to thank everyone in Chicago. I want to thank everybody in Louisville, Kentucky. I know it's corny, but
I was like, dude.
Yeah.
I want to talk to you, Cornette.
Yes. Nice call out to Jim. And then here comes Roman. Why you thanking everybody else? Don't thank them. Thank me. I'm the one that made it happen.
And you don't get to cry. You don't get to use those tears. You don't get to have those tears. I was like, oh my goodness.
Why don't you bend the knee and thank me? So CM Punk gets down on one knee and he's like, thank you, man. Thank you, Roman. Thank you, savior of the company. Thank you, tribal chief. Thank you, all this. And thank you, all that. And you're so wonderful and so beloved. You might as well be a piece of shit. I mean, he started getting real sarcastic.
Yeah, first Roman's like, yes, excellent.
Yes.
You're doing well, my child.
Love me.
And then you can see the whole, what are you getting at?
Uh-huh.
And then he goes, and just to let you know, this is not the favor that he owes me. And Heyman's like,
ah, damn it.
Why you gotta say that, man? Why you gotta blow up my spot?
This is not the favor that you owe me. Drops the mic, and that's it.
Yep. Punk with the most snarkiest. It's a cartoon bit.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like, this ain't the favor they owe me. End scene to be continued.
And do you know what I loved about that? Seth was quiet.
Yeah, Seth wasn't even a part of that anymore.
You know why Seth was quiet? Because they didn't give him any lines.
None.
They didn't give him any lines, so he didn't have anything to say. And Roman, you know, he feels himself so much, he can talk that shit with no problem. And we all know CM Punk can do it, so they can go back and forth in the vein of what needs to be said without having the lines tattooed on their eyelids.
Yep. And Roman has learned to speak volumes like a luchador. He can speak volumes through facial expressions and body language.
Yeah, he can.
That's important. What if you got nothing to say? Just a smirk, a leer, a confused look, tensing up. Just little things like that would happen in real life. So Roman, he's got his game down. He know what he's doing. Punk always know what he's doing.
Yeah, and Seth, you know, he had on the suit.
Yeah, so he won't gonna fight.
Yeah. No, he would have fought. I'm just that's
if he got nothing to say.
If he brought anything to the table, he had on a semi-interesting suit, and that's about it. Because he stop the threat that is CM Punk. What's CM Punk gonna do? Put the asses in seats, make y'all some more money. What's he gonna do?
So, you know, they're booking this right. They're booking this right. Cedra's still a 90% fan. Sometimes she cannot see past what she see on TV. I don't begrudge her. She's having fun. I let her have fun. I enjoy watching her have fun because she does that when she's watching my show. When she's watching CR Fire Pro and CR Fire Pro Road. You know, I enjoy it. So it's just I got a habit of seeing sometimes past certain things, and sometimes I see past it, and I will not mention it because it's good, you know, to have suspension of disbelief. You know, it's good to have that, like the Hurt Syndicate and the Big Bill and Brian Keith.
Mm-hmm.
That situation.
Yeah.
I don't know what was wrong, but we was watching it, and I was like, I don't know what happened, but man, Montavious Porter is eating lunch.
Yeah, he I don't know if he don't like the little dude, because he was bagging on Brian Keith big time, and Brian Keith, you could tell he ain't a talker, so he couldn't. he
might
back.
be a talker, but how can I say this? He knows his place.
Up. Yeah,
he knows his place. So I don't know, but that was an example. See, Big Bill, he lost the fight, but he was throwing punches.
Yeah, he showed up for battle. He had his shield and he had his boots on. He was ready to go.
Brian Keith came out there with his boxing gloves on, and he swung, and on his own accord, he learned, let me just go ahead and put my hands behind my back and tie them together.
Yeah.
You know, he did that on his own because it's almost like he either knew better or something.
Yeah.
You don't know what's driving what. Is it politics backstage?
I'm sure there's a lot of politics backstage.
Is it some legitimate stuff? Because AEW is rogue. It's rambunctious.
Yeah, they will air their grievances big time on TV and don't care. And the one running the company don't care. He just air it.
Yep.
He don't edit or nothing. He didn't put nothing, man.
There are sometimes edits.
No quality control whatsoever.
Pre-recorded stuff. On pre-recorded stuff, there are some edits. If you can see a jump cut at points. Sometimes on Collision, sometimes, so it's
not enough jump cuts.
Not enough, but
not enough.
There's there. So yeah, the two different shows, two different ways. Because wow, I would have been like, MVP, what in the world is going on?
Like, man, he think he cute.
Like you got MJF and how they handled him. It was it was a bully tactic, but they didn't touch him.
Mm-mm.
Let him go. Remember, and it's weird. Ricochet, he got hemmed up.
He did.
And then not Big Bill, but Brian Keith. My goodness. He's like, you need to get a hold of your bitch. I'm like,
yeah,
oh my
I was
God.
Like, dang, keep him on a leash. I was like, what in the world?
And then talking to Big Bill like you are his handler.
Yeah.
And then Big Bill is like, okay then, let me start jaw jacking. He's like, okay, I'm gonna jaw jack you back.
But MVP rolled with it.
It
was what Bill said was meant to be insulting and inflammatory. MVP's like, nah, it's a little bit true.
Yep. So it's woo. WWE is far more subtle.
Yeah.
Far more. So that's gonna do it. It's been Cedric Procedure for CRWC and commentary on Friday Night SmackDownish. And with that, we want y'all to be cool, be chill, be safe. Because we almost did an hour. I was trying not to do that. But y'all do all that. Like, share, subscribe. So we can see you next time.